Hello dear, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And now let's get started. Have you noticed subtle but concerning changes in an elderly loved one over the past year? Many assume that death in old age happens suddenly, but the truth is, the body often sends quiet warnings, sometimes months, even a full year before the final stage of life. The problem? Most people miss these signs because they seem small at first. It's only later, looking back, that families realize the clues were there all along. But by then, it's too late to prepare, too late to make those last moments truly meaningful. In this video, we'll uncover 5 key signs that frequently appear in the year before an elderly person passes away. Some may be changes you've already noticed but brushed off as normal aging. Others might seem minor, but actually signal the body's gradual decline. Recognizing these signs early gives you the chance to provide better care, cherish meaningful moments, and, most importantly, ensure your loved one's final days are filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with me until the end, because understanding these signs can help you prepare emotionally and practically for what lies ahead. And here's something important. I'll share a crucial message at the end of this video, so don't click away. Before we continue, let me know in the comments. Have you noticed any of these changes in someone you love? Type 1 if you have. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It truly helps us reach more people who need this knowledge. Now let's begin. One of the earliest and most telling signs that a loved one may be entering their final year is unexpected weight loss. At first, it might seem minor, a belt that suddenly needs tightening, clothes that hang looser, or a once hearty appetite that begins to fade. Many families dismiss it as just another part of aging. But here's the truth. Unintentional weight loss is rarely a good sign. It often means the body is no longer absorbing nutrients properly, muscle mass is decreasing, and vital systems are slowing down. You might notice their face looking thinner, their wrists more bony, or their rings slipping off fingers that once fit snugly. This isn't just about appearance, it's a physical red flag. As muscle weakens, everyday movements become harder, increasing the risk of falls. Their immune system grows fragile, leaving them vulnerable to illnesses that wouldn't have troubled them before. And sometimes the simplest explanation is the most heartbreaking. Food no longer brings them joy. Taste buds dull, meals feel like a chore, and even favorite dishes go untouched. Well-meaning families often push high-calorie foods or protein shakes, but if the weight keeps dropping despite these efforts, it's time to shift focus. Instead of forcing meals, prioritize comfort. Small, easy-to-eat snacks, hydration, and moments of connection over shared bites. This isn't giving up, it's meeting them where they are. Have you noticed your loved ones struggling to stay awake? Through conversations that used to energize them? That overwhelming exhaustion isn't just tiredness, it's the body's way of conserving its dwindling reserves. When even brushing their hair or walking to the bathroom becomes a monumental effort, we're seeing more than normal aging. This profound fatigue often signals that the body is redirecting its remaining energy to essential functions, like keeping the heart beating and lungs breathing. The changes can be heartbreaking to witness. Someone who once bustled about the house now spends most of the day in bed. That sharp-witted storyteller might pause mid-sentence, too weary to continue. You may notice their hands trembling when they try to hold a cup, or see them needing help to stand from their favorite chair. This isn't laziness. It's the physical manifestation of a body gradually winding down. What makes this particularly difficult is the emotional toll. Many seniors feel frustrated when they can't participate in family gatherings like before, while caregivers struggle with guilt when they misinterpret this fatigue as disinterest. The key is understanding these limitations aren't personal, they're physiological. Rather than pushing them beyond their capacity, we can adapt by bringing activities to their bedside, keeping visits brief but meaningful, and remembering that sometimes just sitting quietly together is the most precious gift we can offer. It starts with small moments, a forgotten name, a familiar recipe suddenly unfamiliar, or a puzzled expression when asked a simple question. What many dismiss as senior moments often represent something deeper when they become frequent. The mind, like the body, begins conserving energy in the final chapter of life, and this rewiring manifests in ways that can be heartbreaking for families to witness. You might notice your once sharp parents struggling to follow conversations, repeating questions they just asked, or becoming confused in places they've known for decades. Some days they may seem perfectly lucid, while others find them lost in memories from 50 years ago. This fluctuation isn't deliberate. It's the brain's oxygen supply gradually diminishing, like a light bulb flickering before it finally goes out. Perhaps more painful than the confusion is the emotional withdrawal. The social butterfly who hosted every family gathering may now prefer solitude. The doting grandparent might seem indifferent to visits. This isn't rejection. It's the mind simplifying its world to conserve energy. Loud noises become overwhelming, group conversations exhausting, and even beloved faces may require too much effort to recognize consistently. The most compassionate response isn't correction, don't you remember? But connection. Speak softly, hold their hand, and understand that even if they can't articulate it, your presence still matters. Their essence remains, we just need to learn new ways to reach it. The common cold that used to last 3 days now lingers for weeks. A small scrape that should heal quickly turns into a stubborn wound. These aren't just unlucky breaks. They're telltale signs the body's immune system is lowering its shields. When your loved one starts battling one infection after another, it's often nature's way of signaling that the body's resources are being redirected toward essential functions. You'll notice this most in 4 key areas: urinary tract infections that keep returning, respiratory illnesses that hit harder, skin wounds that refuse to heal, and oral infections that appear without explanation. What makes this particularly concerning is how subtly these present. There may not be dramatic fevers or obvious symptoms. Instead, watch for increased confusion, sudden loss of appetite, or unusual fatigue, as these often precede or accompany infections in elderly individuals. The cruel irony is that treatments that once worked miracles now show diminishing returns. Antibiotics may clear one infection only for another to emerge weeks later. This isn't medical failure, it's the body gradually losing its capacity to respond. At this stage, the most compassionate approach often shifts from aggressive treatment to vigilant comfort care, keeping them clean, hydrated, and as pain-free as possible. The rhythm of life reveals itself most poignantly in the rise and fall of a chest. In these final months, you may notice your loved one's breathing developing its own quiet poetry, sometimes shallow, sometimes pausing for what feels like too long between breaths. Their hands grow cooler to the touch, their fingertips taking on a faint bluish hue as circulation slows its diligent work. These aren't emergencies, but nature's gentle preparations. What doctors call Cheney-Stokes respiration, that alternating pattern of deep breaths followed by pauses, often emerges as the body's new normal. You might observe them breathing more, through parted lips, or see their nostrils flare slightly with each effort. Some days, they may seem winded after simply shifting positions in bed. These changes occur because the heart, that tireless drummer keeping life's rhythm, is gradually softening its beat. The most important thing to understand: these symptoms aren't suffering. The body knows how to let go gracefully when the time comes. Your role isn't to fix what isn't broken, but to create a space of peace. Perhaps with soft music, gentle hand-holding, or simply bearing witness to this profound transition. When words fail, your steady presence becomes the greatest comfort of all. As we reflect on these 5 signs, weight loss, fatigue, cognitive changes, recurring infections, and shifting breathing patterns, it's crucial to understand what they're truly telling us. These aren't just symptoms of decline, but the body's wise and gradual way of preparing for life's final transition. Like leaves falling from a tree in autumn, each change represents nature's gentle release. Many caregivers experience profound guilt during this stage, wondering if they should have done more, pushed harder for treatments, or recognized the signs sooner. But here's the truth your heart needs to hear. What matters most in these final chapters isn't medical intervention, but love made visible through your presence. The hand held when words fail, the quiet companionship when energy fades, the honoring of their dignity when independence slips away. These become the most sacred gifts you can offer. I want to leave you with this important perspective. Dying isn't failing. Just as we celebrate a baby's first breath, we can learn to honor a life's last breaths with the same reverence. Your loved one isn't disappearing. They're teaching you how to say goodbye in the language of squeezed hands, soft music, and shared silence. If you're walking this difficult path right now, take a moment to breathe. Type love in the comments if this message resonates with you. You'd be surprised how many others need to hear they're not alone. And please, share this video with someone who might need this understanding. That final message I promised? It's simply this. In the end, love isn't measured in days or treatments, but in moments of true connection. However this journey unfolds, you're doing better than you think.